Reynolds. Tonight, one of Hollywood's most beloved actors is dead. We'll take a look at the legacy Burt Reynolds leaves behind.
Plus, we have new details about a deadly shooting at a Cincinnati bank.
And why the Manatee County School District is struggling to pay its employees. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. We begin this evening with sad news out of South Florida. Legendary actor Burt Reynolds has passed away at the age of 82.
Reynolds was taken to a hospital in Jupiter after going into cardiac arrest. He has been in and out of the hospital after undergoing a heart surgery earlier this year. ABC's Brandy Hitt looks back at his career.
Did Cletus call you a legend?
With his good looks, charisma, and that trademark mustache, Burt Reynolds became one of the most popular actors in Hollywood, gracing the large and small screen for more than 50 years.
Well, you wanted a game, you got one.
Raised in Florida as a football star, Reynolds earned a scholarship to play at Florida State, but his dreams of playing professionally ended with a leg injury and car accident. With football now behind him, he turned to acting. First cast in several plays, Reynolds started landing small roles on television.
All right, now get out of here while you still can.
Then came his breakout performance in 1972's Deliverance.
You don't beat it. Don't beat this river.
Reynolds became a huge star in the 70s and 80s, with his most memorable role as Bo Bandit
Now put the pedal to the metal.
in Smokey and the Bandit opposite Sally Field.
Oh, cowboys love fat calves.
The two even shared a romance off-screen. Known as a ladies' man, Reynolds also dated Farrah Fawcett, Dinah Shore, and Lonnie Anderson, with whom he adopted a son. But their 5-year marriage came to a bitter end in the tabloids. Reynolds spent his fortune over the years and also overcame a severe addiction to prescription drugs, later bouncing back with one of his biggest performances.
Jack Warner, filmmaker.
Really?
His role as a pornography director in Boogie Nights earned Reynolds an Oscar nomination and a Golden Globe. When reflecting on his life and career, Reynolds once said, "Let me just tell you all, I had a hell of a good time." Brandy Hitt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, here at home, Manatee County School District employees are having major problems with their paychecks.
With another pay period coming up, the Manatee Teachers Union wants to get to the bottom of it. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us to tell us what exactly went wrong. Dwayne?
Well, guys, the district recently rolled out new software that's causing these widespread problems. Now they've been fielding numerous emails and calls from employees after receiving their first paycheck. Some saying they were only getting a fraction of what they were owed.
The district's new payroll system went into effect on July 1st, but according to Manatee Education Association President Pat Barber, the first pay cycle for employees was less than stellar.
The new pay stubs were completely different. The terminology on the pay stubs was different. All the things that they're normally used to being paid for were not.
Barber says it's already disrupting the lives of many teachers within the district.
Some people didn't have their benefits deducted. It did not disrupt their coverage of their benefits, but it does cause them to have a double deduction the next pay period.
She says to make matters worse, the district added new pay to the 1 mil referendum, to which some teachers were not paid, but is happy the union is collaborating with the district, working on a key for employees to help read their paycheck.
The fixing what's occurring in the bigger picture is part of the process, but correcting the errors that affect individual employees.
District Superintendent Cynthia Saunders admits the implementation of the new system has been anything but smooth.
You've got a lot of change management that has to take place, as well as learning a new software.
But says the district has sent out messages to staff urging employees to report any issues, as well as asking for patience.
It's a painful process for all of us, and we're aware and we're working on it, and it's our job to make sure that things are running smoothly so that our employees are able to do the job that they're hired to do and not have to worry about their paycheck.
The superintendent says most of the shortcomings and the issues that they've been experiencing should be correcting within the next few months. Back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. An update now on a deadly shooting rampage at a downtown Cincinnati bank this morning. Police say 4 people are dead, including the gunman. Police say the shooting started at a loading dock, the gunman continuing to fire shots while entering the building's lobby. The mayor is crediting the quick action of first responders, saying they were able to kill the gunman and stop the threat quickly. Now the questions that remain: who was this gunman and why did he open fire in that crowded area?
I believe there is some security camera. We are trying to secure that video, as well as there will be body cams from the officers that has to be processed.
The shooting taking place in a 30-story building that's home to corporate headquarters for the regional bank and other businesses.
Here on the Suncoast, a Northport man is arrested after a racing incident that happened over a year ago. 28-year-old Denis Bratnichenko reportedly caused a crash that left 3 people severely injured. According to witnesses, he was racing a vehicle weaving in and out of traffic. One of the victims attempted to turn left from Sumter Boulevard onto Savonia Avenue. That's when Bratnichenko allegedly hit the passenger side of the victim's truck. Police say the suspect was traveling at least 91 miles per hour with a maximum of 128 miles per hour. He was arrested for reckless driving, causing great bodily injury, and racing on a highway. And for more information on that drag racing incident and other crimes happening across the Suncoast, head over to our website, mysuncoast.com.
Well, we've already had some big storms blow through parts of the Suncoast today, and much of the coastline getting some rain today. Let's get more with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
And that's the story. All the storms, the heavy weather is offshore now, continuing to push away from the coast. Now, tomorrow's storms will be a little slower in movement, but they'll be a lot heavier, I think, tomorrow as a result of an upper level low. Still some lingering, though, over parts of northern Manatee County. All the energy has been used up for the most part near the coast. I expect to see 1 or 2 isolated showers popping up here and there, but for the most part, I think the heavy rain, widespread rain that we saw earlier is over for the rest of the evening. I mentioned a few showers still possible up where there's still some energy left over. A boy that came down heavy in northwest Bradenton, also into Anna Maria Island near Cortez, as well as up in toward again Holmes Beach, but that is now moved on, so things looking good for your sunset visit. And I'll look for this rain right here, pretty heavy. As I mentioned, not a lot of energy has been used up here, so it's just kind of waiting for this storm, and that will only increase as it heads off to the west. So people to the west of that, look out even into Palmetto. It may eventually work its way down there, but near Moccasin Wallow Road, also near looks like Piney Point. They're going to get some heavy rain and some frequent lightning, some gusty winds up to 30 to 40 miles an hour. What's happened is that dry air that was around yesterday is now out in the Gulf. We have this upper level low. It's huge. You can see it just spinning here in a counterclockwise fashion. That is working west, and so that will aid the storms tomorrow afternoon and could cause some problems with the start of the games at football Friday night. Well, Gordon is still spinning around, still bringing rain to parts of the Panhandle where some areas have had estimated over 13 inches of rain. Well, Florence is a big storm. We're going to talk about this in a little bit. It went from a Category 4 yesterday down to a Category 1 today, and 2 days ago it was a Category 1, so it's back and forth as far as the intensity goes. And now the east coast of the United States is really concerned about where that cone is heading. Well, much more on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Bob, thank you. Happening now, the designers of Sarasota's Bay Project unveiling their master plan. That final plan includes an outdoor event lawn and theater, possibly a floating stage and a ferry and a water taxi. The plan also includes keeping the current Van Wezel as well as making room for a new performing arts hall. That meeting going on right now at Sarasota City Hall.
A Charlotte County school is looking toward the future. Today, Babcock Ranch unveiling plans for self-driving school buses, the first of their kind. The buses are created by global mobility operator Transdev. Babcock plans to begin shuttle transportation this fall. Over 300 students are expected to use those new buses. For now, the buses will use a designated pickup and drop-off area. However, Transdev plans to eventually offer door-to-door service on demand through a phone app.
Like you just jumped 20 years in the future there, huh? Still to come, after dozens of birds got sick from red tide, how a local organization nursed them back to health.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, we all know smoking is bad for you. Another reason why you should quit, coming up next.
Everybody can make something. because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org. Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
You like to pay less. That's why you made Honda Accord the best-selling midsize car in America. Get the redesigned Accord, the North American Car of the Year, or Civic, a KBB.com Best Buy for less than the competition. Like SUVs and trucks? Get Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, CRV, the 8-passenger Pilot, or Ridgeline truck for up to $4,240 less. Today at your local Honda dealer.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now to a red tide follow-up. Last Monday, the nonprofit Save Our Seabirds broke a record they could have done without, taking in 44 birds sick from red tide. But today, there was a happy ending, as 35 of those birds and others were released off Lido Beach with a clean bill of health. Take a look.
These birds were very sick, down and out. They could not stand. They could not flap their wings. They could just barely move their heads from the toxins in the red tide. This is what the most rewarding part of the whole of everything that we do day in and day out is seeing these birds that came in so sick a week ago or more, and now they're out back with their friends here on Lido Beach.
It was definitely a scary thing. I mean, when people brought in, carloads of birds at one time, we weren't sure what we were going to be dealing with on the beach, especially if, we weren't able to get them to them in time.
Our staff has been working just tirelessly to rehydrate those birds, tube feed those birds, strengthen them, fatten them up.
In a few days, they were up and standing and eating on their own, so it was a quick turnover for many of these birds.
This is why we're here at Save Our Seabirds. People have been asking all the last couple of weeks, what if Save Our Seabirds weren't here to do this? There's no one else here that would do it here in Sarasota.
The community came together, they scanned the beaches, many of them that came in, unfortunately, were past where we could rehabilitate them, but I mean, this is 35 of them that we're releasing, and we have, about 15 to 20 back at Save Our Seabirds ready for the next release.
Celebrate. Oh,
job well
great.
done.
Yeah.
We've done so many stories on the bad effects of red tide, and, the animals washing up dead. So when we see scenes like that, it's so hopeful, isn't it?
Yeah, David does a great job out there. He's really turned that around, too. It's been over there for years, and obviously I had a chance to visit there. They have a nice app. You can walk through and check out all the different kind of birds there. So you want to visit there and help them out, too, at the same time as they're helping out the birds. I was out on Longboat Key, and I got to tell you, no effects of red tide. Water was still discolored. It mostly looked like brown tide, though, as opposed to red tide, because I had no ill effects, and we did catch some fish. We'll talk more about that at 11 o'clock.
Good to hear.
Van Wezel webcam showing a nice day today. Lots of sunshine, and now the clouds and storms moved in right around 2, 3 o'clock, and boy, they were heavy at times, frequent lightning, strong gusty winds, and most of that now offshore, continuing to head off away from land. We have this upper level low, a little bit more moisture in place, and a little bit more convergence with the sea breeze. We're going to see that sea breeze really develop tomorrow, too, and so that'll be hanging there just in time for that easterly flow to converge and set up some big storms tomorrow afternoon and evening. And it looks like we could see some cause some problems for football Friday night, at least the start of the games. You can see heavy lightning into Anna Maria, northwest Bradenton, moving right through the Tampa Bay area, is now off into the Gulf, and things have quieted down. Most of the energy used up, with the exception of this area. There wasn't a lot of storms here earlier, so there's plenty of energy just waiting for this activity to move on in. So heavy weather expected there along I-75 through Hillsborough County and North Manatee County, heading over to the Sunshine Skyway. So if you have a trip planned along that Sunshine Skyway, delay it for about a half hour to 40 minutes or so, and things should be much better after that. As far as the rest of the area goes, things have quieted down considerably. As I mentioned, Inglewood had some big storms. Venice, especially Osprey, Nokomis, pretty much gone. Now, the Futurecast, one of the models suggesting a few spotty showers still lingering, but not many. Fair skies overnight. We'll look for a repeat performance tomorrow, maybe a little bit more activity and hanging around a little longer in through the evening hours up until 7 o'clock, 7:30, I would suspect. And then our winds start to change, more southwesterly on Saturday, so look for a chance for a few scattered storms on Saturday, showers and storms possible, but Sunday, a different story, less activity, especially on Monday. Well, this is amazing. It went from a Category 1 2 days ago, then to a 4 yesterday. You can see quite clearly the well-defined eye earlier, and now the shear has finally hit it. The forecast models had a hard time in terms of predicting the intensity of this storm because it's such a vast area and there's not a lot of data out there. It's down to 80-mile-an-hour wind, and there's the forecast cone. This is getting a lot scarier now for the folks along the East Coast. It had been bending it off just to the east of the Bermuda area, but now it's south, and the forecast models are suggesting that it is going to cause some problems. There will be some very heavy surf along the East Coast beginning Monday and Tuesday, but look at the spread. All the way from the North Atlantic all the way down to just east of the Bahamas. That's over 1,000 miles. The computer model's a little bit difficult. Most of them are clustered right there by Bermuda in 5 days from now. I wanted to show you the European forecast model, and this is getting scarier and scarier because if it does move over this area, it's much better for production as far as intensity goes. And this would be Tuesday of next week. This is Wednesday in the morning, heading toward the Carolina coast, and then Thursday. So 7 days from now, there's a potential for some intense weather along the Mid-Atlantic coast states or possibly north. There's still a lot of days to go, so this can change, but that just gives you a little indication of what's going on. And the GFS is pretty similar in that forecast. We'll show you that a little bit later during the 5:30 show. East winds turn to the northwest at 5 to 10 knots for boaters tomorrow. There'll be a light chop out there, seas running 1 to 2 feet. And the extended forecast is calling for a good chance for scattered afternoon and evening storms on Friday. It drops a little bit on Saturday. Sunday, a chance for a few morning showers, but not much activity because of the drier air that'll move in. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now, this is subject to change based on what Florence may do in the future. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Let's get to First Alert traffic. In Sarasota, we're seeing some traffic on US 41 right near the airport. This is both north and south between University Parkway and 42nd Street. Jacqueline.
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, smoking. We all know it's not good for you, but new evidence shows a new benefit if you quit. ABC's Emily Rao tells us another reason to stop smoking.
Lung cancer, emphysema, heart disease, pneumonia. Smoking has a long list of risks that you've heard before. What you haven't heard, a higher risk of dementia. A group of researchers in South Korea studied over 45,000 men to see if their smoking patterns were associated with the development of dementia. The good news, those who had quit for at least 4 years and those who never smoked had a lower dementia risk than those who just quit smoking or continue to smoke. The type of dementia they looked at is vascular dementia, caused by problems in the blood flow to the brain. They didn't see any difference in the risk between smokers who quit and those who didn't in the development of Alzheimer's dementia. A long list of reasons to quit smoking just got longer. If you are looking to quit, please talk to your doctor. They'll have a lot of options to help you stub out your last cigarette. With this Medical Minute, I'm Emily Rao, ABC News.
Are you feeling uneasy about getting behind the wheel? Driver rehab could keep you in the driver's seat. Sarasota Memorial Hospital offers a driver evaluation and rehabilitation program for anyone who feels uncomfortable or uneasy driving but doesn't necessarily want to give up their license. If you think you could benefit from an evaluation or driver rehab, ask your primary care physician to refer you for a driver evaluation. Recommendations can include anything from physical therapy to vehicle modifications. To find out more about this program, head over to our website, mysuncoast.com. Coming up, another major fire burning out in California, the dangers people there are facing. Plus, how a driver managed to walk away from this accident with no injuries. Those stories coming up next.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Our nurse, Jennifer, all we did is pick up the phone if I was having a bad day, and the next thing we know, she was here at the door. I can't believe that I would have received any greater care anywhere. From that moment on, everything changed dramatically, and I don't know what we would have done without that.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
I heard about the Datoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Datoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Datoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good ride. Be safe.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit HelpSaveTheNextGirl.com and get involved.
Right now, crews are battling a fire that has closed down an interstate in Northern California. The Delta Fire has burned thousands of acres and impacted hundreds of homeowners. Some people were even forced to abandon their vehicles along the interstate as they fled the fire. Those trucks and cars left along the roadway were burned. Several schools have been affected, including one elementary school that was forced to evacuate. The Air Attack Base says they have broken the record for retardant drops in a single year already, with months still left in California's fire season. NYPD rescuing a woman with a medical emergency from a cruise ship yesterday. The 70-year-old passenger was having chest pain as the Carnival Horizon ship left port in Manhattan. An NYPD harbor boat unit moved her from the cruise ship, And the New York City Fire Department also helping in the rescue. The woman was taken to a nearby hospital, conscious and alert. And a very close call for a driver in Houston, Texas yesterday as a metal pipe slammed into her windshield while she was driving on a freeway. The metal cylinder was debris that flew up into the air after another car had driven over it. The metal pipe went right through the front passenger side of the woman's car, missing the driver's side. Fortunately, the driver was able to walk away from that incident without any injuries.
Today, police searched the home of a couple who raised $400,000 for a homeless man in Philadelphia. Kate McClure and Mark D'Amico are in a legal fight with Johnny Bobbitt Jr. after they started a GoFundMe account for him. Bobbitt's attorney says the veteran has only been given about $75,000 and accuses the couple of spending the rest of the money on lavish trips and items, including a BMW that was towed from their home today. They will appear in court next week to answer questions about those missing funds. Well, this is 6-month-old Harlow Witten, the happy baby whose life began with so much uncertainty until Santa Rosa, California police officer Jesse Witten stepped in. While on patrol last year, he met a homeless woman on his beat. Weeks later, while on a ride-along with his wife Ashley, he introduced her to the woman who was pregnant. When the baby was born 5 months later, the Wittens received a call that would change their lives forever.
We were called by the Sonoma County saying that, hey, do you know who this woman is? She's just had a baby, and she's asked for you guys to be emergency placement for this child.
Harlow dealt with withdrawal symptoms as an infant, and the Wittens stood by her every step of the way, eventually adopting that little girl. She is now happy and healthy, joining 3 older sisters who are thrilled to have her as part of the family. Great story there.
A lot of babysitters, too.
I know, there you go. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a controversial new bill that would give veterans access to medical marijuana.
And how the president is trying to figure out who wrote a scathing new op-ed about him in the New York Times.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
A home can be much more than just a house. But for some of our neighbors, home means uncertainty and isolation. At Rebuilding Together, we turn houses into homes and revitalize our communities. Because a neighborhood is more than just houses and streets. It's familiar faces and open arms. Join the movement to ensure everyone can live in a safe home and community. Become a rebuilder today.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.